Good morning, everyone. I'm your teacher for maths. My name is only, and we're doing grade 8 mathematics. Okay, before we start, should you have any questions, write them on the chat, and then I'll answer them at the end of today's lesson. And secondly, should I request you to write answers? You can also write your answers on the chat provided. Okay, let us start. Okay, at the end of you should be able to do the following. Be able to use commutative, associative, and distributive
Teacher?
laws. Okay, we've done this. Yes?
Teacher, sorry to interrupt. Your
Yes.
sound is... Just check your sound for me, please.
Check my. Come again. My sound. Okay, maybe let me move closer to. Let me move closer to the mic. Okay, and we're also looking at laws of exponents to simplify algebraic expressions involving multiplication. Basically, to simplify what I'm saying, we are looking at how to multiply integers and monomials by monomials, binomials, and trinomials. We'll also be looking at division. How do you divide numbers and terms by monomials, binomials, and trinomials? Okay. Okay, let's revise the laws. Let me take out my pen there for you. Okay, let me maybe use a yellow pen. Okay. Okay, we've done this already, right? Okay, we've actually done all of these, right? So maybe I'll quickly revise these, then we'll proceed. Okay, now the first rule says if your bases are the same, right, and we are multiplying, right, the powers must be added. So the powers are added, as you can see there. But obviously, if the base is the same. So if you have, for example, a to the power m multiplied by b to the power n, right? Because the bases are not the same, you cannot have a, b, and n plus n, because obviously your bases are not the same. So this will be incorrect, right? So this will be incorrect. The bases must be the same. Okay, the second one. If I'm multiplying base are the same, a and a, to the power m and n, remember, those could be any numbers, right? If I'm dividing, I subtract the powers. If I'm dividing, right, I subtract the powers. And then let's say I have a to the power m, all raised to the power n, right? Okay. Now, if the bases are the same, you actually multiply the powers, right? The power inside the bracket and the power outside the bracket. Right? So you don't add, you multiply in this case. And if you have two terms like a times b, all to the power m, this is the same as saying a to the power m times b to the power m, right? Okay, don't fall into this trap. If you have a plus b to the power m, you are not allowed to say it's a to the power m plus b to the power m. The answer will be incorrect. So this is incorrect, right? And then any number raised to the power 0, your answer will be 1. Right? So if you remember that, everything will go fine in today's lesson. Okay, next. Okay, here obviously we are mainly looking at distributive law, right? Okay, here are two scenarios, right? The first question there, or the first example, you are adding. The second one, you are subtracting, right? So how would you get your answer? You'll say the outside term times terms inside the bracket. So it will be A times B. There's AB, right? Plus, okay, there's your plus. And then A times C. There's AC. Okay. If I'm subtracting the terms within the bracket, then it will be A times B. I'm distributing A. So answer will be AB, or A times B. And then subtract minus, that is minus A times C, AC, right? Okay, now let's look at an example, because some learners, when you see letters, some of you get confused. Let's say I have 9 and I'm multiplying it into a bracket with 4 plus 2, right? Okay, now, okay, if I'm using the law, I'll say 9 times 4, right? So that is 9 times 4 plus, bring down the addition sign, plus 9 times 2, right? So 9 times 2. So what is 9 times 4? Yes, your answer should have been 36. And then what is 9 times 2? Your answer is 18. 36 plus 18, your answer is 54. Okay, now obviously you can write this as follows. You can say 9 times, okay, what is 4 plus 2? 4 plus 2 is 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. Now notice 9 times 6, the answer should be 54. Okay, misconceptions, right? Most of learners make these mistakes, right? So be careful that you don't do these mistakes, right? I call them misconceptions, right? I'll go through each and every misconception, right? But if possible, I'd like you to take notes of this because it's very, very important. Now, let's say we have x plus x. X plus x is 2x. It's like saying apple plus apple. You have 2 apples, right? Apple plus apple is 2 apples. But learners tend to write x plus x is 2x. So it's x to the power 2, right? Which is wrong. In order for you to get x squared or x to the power 2, you need to say x times x. Remember the laws of exponents, right? This can be written as x, because the base is the same, and then you add the exponents. Here there's an invisible one, and there's an invisible one there. So just write it in, and then 1 plus 1 is 2. So you only get this answer by multiplication, multiplying x and x, right? Okay. Now note the answer, which is 2x, we'll write it as 2 times x, right? And not x times 2. So you always start with the value, then the variable afterwards. Okay, now the second misconception, let's say we have x squared plus x squared, right? The correct answer will be 2x squared, right? 2x squared, right? Obviously, these are like terms. Since you're adding them, we'll have 2 of them, right? But some learners will give the answer as this again, right? So why is this wrong? Because they multiplied, right? If you have, in fact, if you have x squared times x squared, your answer will be, okay, here there's an invisible 1. So 1 times 1 is 1, right? Right, so there's no 2, and it will be x. Okay, since the bases are the same, learners, what you do to your powers? Yes, you add your powers. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So it's 2 plus 2, answer is 4. So the correct answer will be x to the power 4. So don't confuse addition with multiplication. It's very, very important, right? Okay, the next misconception, a plus b is equal to a plus b, right? For example, apple plus a banana, right? If you put it inside a basket, what do you have? You have an apple and a banana, right? So it's not AB. A plus B is not AB, right? You only get AB if you say A times B, right? A times B can be written as AB, right? So again, don't confuse multiplication and addition, right? Next misconception. Okay, now let's say you have a term, right? Okay, this term is raised to the power 3, right? Okay, the correct answer will be negative 8 x to the power 6. Okay, how did they get this answer? Okay. Going back to your laws, right? Let's go back to the laws. Okay, there they are. We're looking at this one here. Right. According to this one, if the base is the same, you can multiply the exponents, right? So let's go back. Okay. In this case, the base is x, right? According to the rule, you can multiply out the exponents, right? So you'll have the following. You'll have negative 2, okay? Right. Because you are raising this whole term to the power 3, right? You're actually multiplying the powers, right? And now notice this 3 also raises the negative 2, right? So you're also raising the negative 2 by 3, right? So negative 2 raised to the power 3, you have negative 2 times negative 2, that will be positive 4, times negative 2, that will be negative 8. So your answer will be negative 8. And then x. Okay, what is 2 times 3? 2 times 3 is 6. Right? Okay, if that confused you, you can also write this in this fashion. You can say it is actually negative 2 x squared, right? Times by negative 2 x squared times by negative 2 x squared. Okay, why am I timesing 3? Why am I timesing this term 3 times by itself? Because of the power 3. Okay, now notice negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, your answer will be negative 8. And then x squared times x squared times x squared, right? Remember, you are adding, right? This way, in this way, you're actually adding, right? You're actually adding the powers. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 2 is 6. Or just use this law. Okay. Okay, let's carry on. The next misconception that learners have, if you are given, right, negative x into 3x plus 1, right? Some of you will give this answer, which will be incorrect. Why is it incorrect? It's incorrect because the negative x is multiplied into the 3x, right? And again, negative x is also multiplied with positive 1, right? So negative times positive, answer is negative. 1, there's obviously a negative 1. 1 times 3 is 3. And x times x is x squared, right? Negative times a positive, answer will be negative. You can see that, right? And then x times 1, answer is x. Okay. Not this one here, right? This learner in this case, they multiplied x by 3x, right? But they forgot to multiply negative x by 1, right? Remember the distributive law, everything inside the bracket must be multiplied by the term outside the bracket. Okay, that is another misconception, right? Okay, the last misconception that I want to look at today is this one here, right? Okay, I maybe I need to use a different color for this one. 6x squared plus 1 all over x squared. Here's your correct answer, right? 6 plus 1 over, right? And not this. Okay, maybe let me show you, learners, how this one was calculated. This one was calculated in this way: 6x squared, right, plus 1. Okay, everything is divided by x squared. So the 6x squared is divided by x squared. The 1 is also divided by the x squared. Okay. Now, if you have like terms on the numerator and the denominator, they can cancel. So x squared cancels out the x squared. So you're left with 6 plus 1 over x squared, right? Or more information. Okay, if this is too much, just rewatch this video. Okay, you can see that I'm dividing a base which is the same, x and x, x and x, right? So if you recall, if you're dividing, right, what do you do to the powers? Right? The powers must be subtracted, so it will be 2 minus 2, and your answer will be x to the power 0, right? So this is like saying 6 and 6. There's your 6. Okay, what is x to the power 0, learners? X to the power 0. Can anyone tell me? Okay, please write your answer. What is x to the power 0 on the chat? X to the power 0, learners. Okay, those of you said x to the power 0 is 1, they're correct. Right, let me go back to here. It is a base raised to the power 0. Any value or any variable raised to the power 0, answer is 1. So in this case, you'll have 6 times 1, right, which is 6. So there's your 6. 6 by itself there, plus 1 over x squared. Okay, I think for now everything is simple. Let's carry on. Okay, let's look at an activity, right? Okay, today I want to give you as much time as possible, right? I need you learners to quickly simplify activity 1A, right? I'm giving you a full minute to simplify 1A, right? Okay, please start now. I'm giving you a full minute to simplify this, right? Okay, I won't rush you today. I'll give you as much time as you need, right? Exactly about 45 seconds are left in your minutes. So carry on, let me not disturb you. Forty seconds left. 30 seconds remaining. $20 seconds left. Okay, today I'm giving you a lot of time, right? So no one should say you are moving too fast. So I'm moving very, very slow today because I want you guys to learn. Okay, let's check your answers, right? Okay, now here you have two terms, right? For the first term, 5 is multiplied into 4x plus 3. So in this case, what will you do? You'll say 5 times 4x, right? So what is 5 times 4x? 5 times 4 is 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's 20x, right? And then plus, in this case, positive times a positive. 5 times 3. What is 5 times 3? 5, 10, 15. So this is plus 15, right? And then obviously we have 5x on the side, plus 5x. Right. Now our answers, always simplify your answer. Don't just leave your answer in this format. Always simplify your answer. Okay, what is 20x plus 5x? Remember, you need to add like terms together, right? Obviously, 20x plus 5x is like 20 apples plus 5 apples. We now have 25 apples, so we have 25x plus 15. Okay, this one was nice and simple. Okay, here's our second one. Our second one, I'm giving you a minute and a half for this one, right? I'm giving you a lot of time, right? Please start as soon as you can. You have -2, big brackets. You have two sets of brackets, big brackets, into x minus 2, which is into y plus 1, close brackets, and close the big bracket. So I'm giving you a minute and a half to do this one. It may take a bit of time, so I'm giving you that extra 30 seconds. Extra 30 seconds. I'm telling you, learners, so write as fast as you can. Write as fast as you can. Okay, we now have a minute remaining. We now have a minute left. $50 seconds remaining. $40 seconds left. $30 seconds. $20 seconds. $10 seconds. And should be running off your answers now. And your time is up, right? Okay, if I'm too fast for you, just work with me. Right? Let us work together through this particular sum. Okay, now because you have two sets of brackets, always start with the inner brackets first. First, simplify the inner brackets, which is what I am going to show you. Right, so you have -2 into big brackets x. Right, now let us solve the inside bracket. -2 times y. -2 times y. Your answer should have been -2y. Okay, so this is how I got -2. Okay. Then -2, right? Remember, the 2 goes with the negative. -2 times 1. What is -2 times 1? Answer will be -2. Right? Remember yesterday I showed you learners how to what is your answer if you're multiplying different symbols, right? Positive or negative. Okay, so we're done with the small bracket. Now let's look at the big bracket. For the big bracket, now -2 into x minus 2y minus 2, right? So your answer in this case, you are having to multiply out -2 and x. -2 and x. -2 times x. The answer would be negative, because positive times negative is negative, 2x. Okay. Then -2 multiplied by -2, right? Y. Negative and a negative is a positive. 2 times 2 is 4, so it's 4, then y. Okay, so we've done the second one. Now let's look at the third one, right? Third one is -2 times -2. -2 times -2. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 2 is 4. So that is your answer, right? See, there are no like terms, so you can leave your answer as is, right? So that is your answer. Okay, now last one, C. C, right? Okay, for C seems a bit complicated, right? It just looks complicated. It's not complicated. I want you learners to attempt to do C, right? Please attempt to do C, right? Here I'm giving you again a minute and a half. I'm giving you a minute and a half to do C, right? Write as fast as you can. Right? Please remember your laws. Please remember your rules, right? I'm giving you enough time. Some of you will finish this within minutes, right? So the first step should be done already. But let me not disturb you and allow you to complete C. Less than a minute remaining. Less than a minute remaining. One minute, 10 seconds left. One minute remaining. Sorry, 30 seconds. 30 seconds remaining, sorry, 30 seconds remaining. A minute has passed, right? Twenty seconds left. 10 seconds remaining. Okay, your time is up. Okay, hopefully you are done. Okay, now let's check your answers. Or let me check your answer. Okay, for C, what you should notice about C is that each and every term is divided by 2, right? So you can rewrite this as follows. You can say 2x, 8x rather, right, divided by 2, right, plus 10z again divided by 2. Okay, this is an 8, by the way. It may not look like an 8, it's an 8 plus 5 divided by 2. So now it looks simple. Okay. Okay, next step. Okay, here you have 8x divided by 2, right? What is 8 divided by 2? 8 divided by 2 is 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 goes into 8 4 times. So it will be 4x. Okay, plus okay, let's say, let me go back. And now let's say you have 10 apples divided by 2, right? So you'll have 5 apples. So this is 5. Yeah. 5z. This is a z. And then lastly, let's say you now have 5 divided by 2, right? Okay, just leave it at 5 over 2. Remember, with these ones, you don't convert them to, you don't convert these to mixed fractions. You just leave them as is, right? So this will be your answer. This is a z. Okay, so nice and simple. Okay, now let's see the next. Okay, here are your answers. Okay, let's see the next activity, right? Okay, with this activity, it's also very, very simple, right? I need you guys to, okay, the not solutions, let's cancel this activity. Okay, activity 2, A, B, and C. Very similar to what we've done, right? Which is easy, but maybe before I proceed to show you how to do A, B, and C, right? Please, I want to see your questions. I want to see your questions before I give you A, B, and C, because A, B, and C is very similar to activity 1. Producer, are there any questions for today's lesson?
Teacher, there is some questions. Question 1 is, on activity 1, question B, I am confused, sir. I do not know. I don't understand the rule.
Okay. Okay, I'll do B again. Okay, great question. Thank you. Okay, here is basically how I've done it out. Okay, this is the first step. Right, this is your first step. Okay, this is the first step. Right. Okay, what I've basically done. Okay, I'm sure I'll check my answers correct. Okay, what I've basically done, I multiplied out 2 into the small bracket, right? So you'll have -2 times y. Answer is -2y, right? -2 times y, answer is -2y, right? Then you have -2 times 1. -2 times 1. Remember, using distributive law, right? Okay, -2 times 1 is answer is -2. Remember, a positive times a negative. A positive times a negative, your answer will be a negative, right? Okay, so I'm done simplifying the inner bracket. Now I need to multiply out 2 into the one bracket that is left. Let me just use a different color now. Okay, let me use blue. Now what I'm doing now, I'm multiplying out -2 into the bracket. I'll start by saying -2 times x, answer is -2x, right? Then I'll say -2 times -2y. Negative and a negative gives you a positive, there it is. And obviously 2 times 2 gives you a 4, then you have y. Okay, and then lastly, negative times a negative, answer is positive, right? 2 times 2 is 4, so this is your answer. Okay. Okay. Here it's written not as nice, but this is your answer. Okay. Hopefully you understand how we calculated B, right? If you don't understand, go back to previous lessons to study how to multiply positives and negatives, how to use the distributive law, right? And associative law. That will help you a lot. Okay. Producer, are there any other questions?
No, sir.
Before I continue. No other question.
No other questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me continue with this activity, right? Okay, for the first activity, activity 2A, x plus 2, open brackets, x plus 3, right? Please simplify this for me, learners. Please simplify this for me. I'm giving you 40 seconds. It's nice and easy. 40 seconds, starting now, right? The more you do, the better for you, right? The less you do, the tougher for you later. Okay, 30 seconds left. Hopefully you guys have enough time. 25 seconds remaining. $20 seconds left to do A. 15 seconds. Remember, it's also important not only to be correct, but to finish your work in time, right? Because it's no use to know your answers, but run out of time during the exam. Right? Okay, let's see how you did A. Okay. So in this case, bring down the X. You are not allowed to add the X to the 2 because this is one term, right? This is one term. So these are two different terms. So what you need to do here, you are using the distributive law to multiply 2 into the brackets. Okay, so 2 times x, and then you have 2 times positive 3. Okay, what is 2 times x? 2 times x is 2x. Okay, I think this one is easy. Remember, 2 times x, the same thing as saying 2x. Okay, and then you have 2, which is a positive, times 3, which is a positive. Positive times positive, answer is positive. Remember, you're timesing, you're not adding. So 2 times 3, answer is 2, 4, 6, answer is 6, right? Okay, learners, are we done? No, we're not done, right? Remember, we need to simplify our answers. You can see 2 like terms. So 2 like terms must be added. So x plus 2x. What is x plus 2x? X plus 2x, you have 1 apple plus 2 apples, you have 3 apples. So x plus 2x is 3x, right? Plus 6. Okay, that one was nice and simple. Nice and simple, okay? I have 5 minutes remaining. I'll give you a minute to do B, and I'll give you a minute to do C, right? So when you're done with B, just jump to C. But I'm giving you a full minute to do B, right? Full minute to do B. Right? Okay, remember, tomorrow we're doing something else. So make sure that you understand this, because this is the last time we're doing this type of easy questions. Okay, obviously, for them to become easy, you need to do them over and over and over again. Right? Remember, I'm not that smart, just that I've been doing these sums for a long time. Okay, let me give you 20 more seconds. Remember, I said I'm giving you a minute for each. Let me give you 20 more seconds to do B. Okay, 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds left. Okay, let us check your answer. Okay, here I can see that I need to use the distributive law. Right, I need to simplify this bracket. Right. So how do I do that? I will say 2 times x, 2 times x squared, and that will be 2 x squared. Okay, that is simple. And then what is 2 times 1? 2 times 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, that is simple, right? Even your little brother can do 2 times 1, or the little sister or friend. Okay, now obviously you now have negative x and negative 2. Okay. Now this step we need to basically add or subtract like terms. Okay. Now we're now looking at this line. Here I have 2x squared. There's no other x squared, right? There's no other x squared, right? So there's only one number with a variable of x squared. So my answer in this case, it will be 2x squared. Okay, and then the next variable is x, right? It is by its own, so minus x. Then I have positive 2 minus 2. 2 minus 2, what is your answer? 2 minus 2, answer is 0, right? Since it's 0, we actually don't write the answer here, we don't write 0. We just leave the answer as 2x squared minus x, right? Okay, so that was simple enough. Okay, last question for the day before I give you guys homework. It will be C, 20x squared plus 16x all over 4, right? I'm giving you a minute again to do B. I'm giving you a minute to do B, right? Okay, this time I won't disturb you. I'll only talk after your minute is up. Just write as fast as you can. Thirty seconds left. $15 seconds remaining. Okay, you should be finishing off because your time is up. Okay, so your time is up. Okay, just compare your answer to my answer. Let me change colors. Let me use yellow. Okay, now this again, it's the same as saying 20x squared divided by 4. Okay, plus 16x divided by 4. Okay, in other words, this 4, which is in your denominator, divides both terms, right? Okay, now then what do you have? 20 divided by 4. How many times does 4 go into 20? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So 5 times. So this is 5x squared. Okay, plus. Okay. How many times does 4 go into 16? So divide 16 by 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 4 times. So it will be 4x. Okay. This was nice and simple, right? Okay, if I carry on this, please do this for homework, right? So this will be your homework, right? It looks difficult, but it is actually very, very, very easy. You can just jot it down, right? Let me check if there are any other questions before I say goodbye. Producer, are there any other questions?
Teacher?
Producer? Yes, are there any other questions?
Yes, there are. Sir, can we use a calculator or is there a simpler way?
They can use a calculator for these sums, so there's no problem with using a calculator, right? But obviously, if you know your type times table, this should be easy. You need to know 2, your 3 up to 12, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8. So that is a must. You must know that. But obviously, you cannot multiply x and x in your calculator, because there's no x squared in your calculator. So this you must know, right? So for numbers, you can use a calculator, but for variables, you cannot use a calculator. Any other question?
No, sir, no other questions?
No other questions. Okay. Okay, learners, please do A and B for homework. Hopefully you're done writing it out. Otherwise, go to our site, www.africateaminggigs.co.za, and watch this again. I think it will also be available on YouTube tomorrow. Okay, and take home message. Just remember, you don't fall into these traps. You need to know these misconceptions. Take note of these misconceptions, right? So that you won't do these mistakes that most learners do when it comes to these sums, right? Okay, for more information, you can visit this site, mstworkbooks.co.za. Okay, this is where you'll get free books such as the Sasol Insalo book, right? Also called Ungoba. It is very, very good, especially for maths, grade 8. Okay, tomorrow's lesson, please don't miss out. Tomorrow's lesson, I'll show you how to calculate squares, cubes, square root, cube root, and of single algebraic terms or like terms. So it is a very important lesson tomorrow. Okay, and that's it. For more information, you can send us an email or check us out on social media, right, using these hashtags. Okay. Other than that, we are done. Okay, I enjoyed today's lesson. Hopefully, we learned something. I'll see you again tomorrow, same place, same time. Okay, bye.
Andile.